Right now, and if you are not genuine with your enthusiasm just now, give it a few minutes, because I dare you to watch this group perform and not smile. We talk about individuals at Challenger a lot, and I can think of no class on the Berryessa campus that better embodies that idea of individualities. This class is full of performers and thinkers and doers and dancers, and they're just very, very excited to perform for you. This show is a lot of fun too, because literature is one of my favorite subjects, and this show kind of takes the literature curriculum in the 3rd grade and talks to you a little bit about all the novels they've read this year in the form of news stories. So not only are you going to be entertained, you're going to learn a little bit about what your children have been reading this year. So are you ready? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Are your phones on silent? Yes. Well, some of you are digging into those purses to silence those phones. A couple of quick announcements. I definitely encourage you to take pictures, take videos, all that you want, but please refrain from standing if there is someone sitting behind you. I don't want to block the view of someone behind you. And also, every once in a while, if you are so inclined, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and put that camera down and give them a round of applause, because nothing is going to energize them more, put a smile on their face more than knowing you are enjoying the show. Can you handle that? Yes. Okay, well, let's practice that while we welcome the 3rd grade Network News.
Of the 3rd grade Network News. Our top story comes from Italy, where a wooden boy and an old man have been reportedly swallowed by a shark. Now, our reporters in the field.
Thanks, Jacob. Geppetto was tragically swallowed by a shark when he went in search of his son.
Young Pinocchio claims he was tricked into wandering away from home by a fox and a cat. After being reunited in the belly of a shark, the father and son cleverly built a fire to make the shark sneeze them out.
We have breaking news. Pinocchio's no longer a puppet. He's a real boy.
When asked how this happened, Pinocchio said, "I learned not to let other people pull my strings."
Trapped on a desert island with a wild stallion, Alec Crashing tamed the animal that he recently rode to victory.
Sources close to Alec say his victory came from his tenacity, independence, and ability to take on a challenge. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Guest.
Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed.
Oh, you'll never
took off his coat, and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quitting, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. Whenever I feel afraid, I hold my head erect and whistle a happy tune, so no one will suspect I'm afraid. While shivering in my shoes, I strike a careless pose and whistle a happy tune, so no one ever knows I'm afraid. The result of this deception is very strange to tell, for when I fool the people I fear, I fool myself as well. I whistle a happy tune, and every single time the happiness in the tune convinces me that I'm not afraid. Make believe you're brave, and the trick will take you far. You may be as brave as you make believe you are. You may be as brave as you make believe you
We'll now turn our attention to Kansas, where a young girl has just returned from a very strange trip. Renee, did this have anything to do with the cyclone that recently struck the area?
That's right, Stephanie. When the wind picked up her house, Dorothy was carried to land of Oz.
We asked Dorothy how she got home, and she told us an unbelievable story about a yellow brick road, a wizard, and a pair of silver shoes.
It was her mind, her heart, and her courage to help her return. There's no place like home, she said.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees.
happening in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Robert, what is that? Is it a bird? Is it Superman?
No, Sean, it's a plane. You're witnessing the flight of Wilbur's and Orville's flight machine.
The Wright brothers spent a lot of time thinking, planning, and sprinting. And in the end, they flew.
Real science. First observe the world you see, then you listen carefully. Try to smell and taste and touch. Real science. Ooh. Question what your senses say. How does it work that way? Ask the what and where and why. Real science. Ooh. Now you must hypothesize, make a guess and analyze. Reason and imagination. Real science. Ooh. Time to do experiments. Take some careful measurements. Test one thing and use controls. Real science. Ooh. Finish up and analyze. Write the data. Ooh. Write the data. It's the method that we use to explore the world. Don't get confused. It's the method. Ooh. It's the method. That's science method.
Our next story comes from the swamp where trumpeter Swan achieved his dreams. Lewis was born mute, but he learned to read and write. Eventually, he learned to play the trumpet. It just goes to show that anyone can succeed if he studies and works to overcome obstacles.
Yesterday fell with a chin on the ground. There's a lot to be learned, so look around. Just what makes that little ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can move a rubber tree plant, 'cause he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky. So anytime you're feeling low, instead of living low, just remember that ant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Winter was cold and your ass to the wall. There's a lot to be learned. That wall could fall. Once there was a silly old ram. Thought he'd punch a hole in the dam. No one could make that ram swim. He can't button that dam, 'cause he's had high hopes. He's had high hopes. He's had high apple pie in the sky. So anytime you're feeling low, instead of feeling sad, just remember that. Oops, there goes another kilowatt dam. Oops, there goes a million kilowatt dam. So keep your high hopes, keep your high hopes, keep your high apple pie in the sky. So when just a toy balloon, they'll be bursting soon. They're just about to go pop. Oops, there goes another problem curve block. Oops, there goes another problem curve block. Curve block.
Let's now go to Hamilton Hill in Pennsylvania, where George Washington has been sighted. Anne Hamilton tells us that her attitude changed after Washington gave her some advice.
Anne was unhappy about her family's move west until the general told her the future is moving west.
with people like you. She realized she was a pioneer, helping the United States grow into a country.
Our reporters in Texas have informed us that Travis and Artis's dad has come home.
He has been gone for several months, selling cattle in Kansas. The Confederate dogs have become worthless after the Civil War.
Since his dad was gone for so long, Travis had to learn what grown-ups must do to take care of their families.
But even with such hardships, Texas is a state filled with wild game for the killing and fertile ground for the planting. When the lights of the
launch it at the newsstand. The newsstand is owned by the Bellini family, who immigrated to America from Italy.
As Americans, we are all free to follow our dreams and pursue happiness.
America is a sharecropper's son who plays the guitar and grows up to be a rock and roll star. Yes, even a sharecropper's son can go far in America. America is an immigrant's daughter with something to say, who grows up to be a writer one day. An immigrant's daughter can turn out okay in America. America. You can build a bigger bridge. You can make a better car. You make a building tall enough to almost touch the star. Anything you can dream, you can do. It's up to you. America is the little man on top of a pole, the miner who digs deep down in a hole. Searching for the search of his own private gold in America. America is the telephone man on top of a pole, the miner who digs deep down in a hole. And each one in search of his own private gold in America. America. You can build a stronger dam. You can make a faster plane. Irrigate a barren desert that's crying out for rain. Anything you can dream, you can do. It's up to you. America is the light in the harbor that immigrants see, that tells them they've reached the land of the free. And that is the way that it always will be in America. America. In America.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Very moving, vocal, bless you. I like that you saved it for the end, right? Bless you. And what a way to end it, Sean. I think we're all moved on that one. We were kind of hoping you'd keep going and just start high-fiving parents throughout. Next time, though, next time. Your future congressman, president, something. Another round of applause for B1. And of course, we want to recognize two wonderful ladies that helped to put this together. Ms. Kang, their teacher. And make all the teachers come over to me,
thank you.
whether they want to or not. And of course, we couldn't do without the beautiful piano playing from Mrs. Gao. Absolutely beautiful. So, I think there's a couple of awards that need to be given out. What do you think?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
No? We'll just forget it. No awards?
No.
Yes?
Yes.
Some awards?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to turn over to the newsroom where Mrs. Kolb has just entered to report on, on some awards.
What on earth could Miss Nelson be talking about? Art fair? Computer fair? Young authors. Who has talked to mom and dad about these projects? Who has kept it a surprise? Okay, a mixture, mom and dad. Well, why don't you go ahead exactly where you're standing, have a seat while I talk to your parents a little bit about those.
It's rough.
They live such a hard life. I don't know if you know it, mom and dad, but being a third grader is really hard.